Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about my 19 and pregnant story and just how it was being in a toxic relationship and some other stuff. I asked you guys on Twitter and Instagram for you guys to shoot me over some questions that you guys wanted me to answer, and you guys asked me a lot of questions. We're just going to be getting really deep and personal in this video, and I hope you guys like it. And I love making these sit down videos. The last one that me and Cole did was really fun, and if you guys like these, give it a big thumbs up so I know to make some more for you guys. And also leave in the comments what you guys want to see or what want me to talk about. I know that there's a lot of moms following me, or soon-to-be moms, or girls that are just struggling in a relationship that they want to get out of. So I'm hoping to reach out to those girls today in this video and just speak my wisdom on it just from experiencing it. So the first question that I'm going to answer is, Melody asked me on Twitter, how did you tell your parents and how did they react? Well, the first person that I told was my sister, and she just started bawling, crying on the phone, which made me start crying. But she was supportive. She first asked me like, okay, well, there's options, and she goes, would you ever consider abortion? And right away I just said, no, I would never consider abortion. A couple weeks had passed and I still hadn't told my parents, but I was starting to gain a little bit of weight and eat a lot of food, and I think I was like 2 months, maybe 3 months pregnant. We were in the kitchen, I was baking some cookies, and my mom just kind of went, I don't know if you should be eating those cookies, Savannah. And I just like broke down because I had all those crazy pregnant hormones, and my mom was basically telling me that I had gained a little bit of weight, and I just kind of screamed at the top of my lungs, you know why I've gained a few pounds? Well, I'm pregnant. And it wasn't the best way to tell her, but I was hormonal and psycho. So I screamed at her and told her I was pregnant. She started crying. I ran out of the house like a dramatic pregnant woman. And it was really emotional and crazy. At the time, I was with Everly's dad, and he was there too, and my mom just starts yelling at him, my brother starts yelling at him, basically the whole family was home. Finally, when I came back in the house and got myself together, my mom just started crying, and she goes, well, we're gonna love this little baby, like, basically I thought she was gonna kill me for being pregnant at 19, but she totally was opposite and was so supportive. And even though she told me I was dumb for getting pregnant at so young, which of course I wasn't being too smart, but I got the best little miracle baby ever out of it, and I wouldn't change it for a thing. But she was very supportive, and honestly, a few minutes after talking about it, she goes, well, I hope it's a girl. And we all just started cracking up. Also, you guys, we're coming out with a book, and it's supposed to be coming out in November, so I'm gonna be talking a lot more about all this stuff, and basically my whole upbringing and Cole's whole upbringing, and then how we met, and all of the details will be in the book. So make sure you're looking out for that. Jalen asked, how did your close family and friends react when they found out that you were going to be a teen mom? And then Megan asked me, did you lose any friends when you had a baby at a young age? And so I'm going to kind of tie those two together. All of my friends were supportive. They weren't supportive of the relationship that I was in. So I think that was a big thing, but they were supportive of Everly. My friends really did, once I had Everly, they kind of started withering away. And it wasn't because of Everly. I mean, some of it was just because my friends wanted to be 19-year-olds and go out to parties and hang out with their friends and go to the movies without a newborn. But a lot of it was because of the relationship that I was in. I lost a lot of friends because nobody supported my relationship. I was getting cheated on like every other weekend. I was dumb. I stayed with him. And I think a lot of you, if you are in a crazy or toxic relationship, you'll notice your friends slowly going away because they just don't want to deal with it anymore. Hannah asked me, how did you mature when you found out you were pregnant? People always ask me this, and I kind of tell this to Cole now, and he's like, I don't know if I'm ready. I'm just like, well, I wasn't ready. I don't think anyone is really ready. I think once you are pregnant, or once that baby comes out, you're just initially like, your first, I I don't even know how to explain it. You kind of just like snap into it. Like once Everly was laying on my chest, I was just like, I'm a mom and I'm gonna be the best mom ever. And I love this little girl so much, and all of my mom instincts just kind of came in. Once you have a kid, you kind of just mature yourself. And I feel like moms kind of mature once you're pregnant and you start getting yourself ready, and dads kind of start to mature like once the baby's there. That's kind of how I would explain it. But Haneen asked me, how religious were you and your ex? Was he the reason you lost connection with the Lord? How did you regain that connection afterwards? My ex like believes in God, but he's not very religious at all. He would like go to church with me on Easter when we were together, or on Christmas or special occasions like that. But I mean, I really didn't go either, so I can't talk bad about it. I think just because we were doing things we weren't supposed to, also just going out and going to parties and drinking, and I never did drugs. I've never done a drug in my life. I think just being down a long path of just kind of feeling bad about myself and the way that he treated me, and honestly just not feeling like I was worthy and feeling just so bad about myself all the time, I did lose my connection a lot with the Lord. And I feel like Cole in a way was like an angel. And I know that sounds so silly, but he helped me find my way back to the Lord. I remember sitting and talking with him at IHOP, and we were just sharing our stories with each other, and I felt like so accepted whenever I told him my story, and the way that he was talking about the Lord and how you can be redeemed. And I feel like the whole thing was just so, it was such a God thing. I remember thinking in my head, like, even if I don't end up with this guy, like, this is the exact guy that I want in my life. This is the guy that I deserve and that every girl deserves. And you don't deserve to be cheated on 60 times and all the bad stuff that I went through. Nobody deserves that. Honestly, like, I feel like what I say won't really help you. I feel like it really does have to be a God thing, and you have to love yourself enough to move on. It's sick and it's like a disease, and even though I have a child with this guy, I need to run as fast as I can, or this is gonna be my life forever. And Everly's gonna grow up seeing me like this, seeing me cry myself to sleep, seeing me, all of these things that I was doing. She's gonna see that and she's gonna think that's okay. And then she's gonna be with the guy who's doing these things to her. And who am I to tell her, don't do that if I'm doing it? And I want her to be with someone like Cole. And I'm gonna cry. But Cole's just amazing, and I feel like every single girl deserves someone like that. And I mean, he wakes me up every morning telling me I'm beautiful, and we go to sleep and he tells me I'm beautiful, and all the in-betweens he's telling me the most amazing things all day. And he's reassuring, and even though I don't ask for it, he's like the most perfect human. And I just feel like there's so many guys out there, even though you're thinking in your head, like, I'm never gonna find a guy like that, you will. I never thought I would find a guy like this. Before I start bawling my eyes out again, I'm gonna get off of this topic, but I hope that helped. Once I gave the Lord my whole heart, he just changed my whole world. I have another question about my ex, and I don't wanna bash him because he's still Everly's dad. We get along great now. I mean, co-parenting is hard, and sometimes we bonk heads, but we make it work. And I never ever hold the past against him at all. I know that he's Everly's dad, and it's amazing for him to be in her life still. We're great now, and we co-parent, and we're good as friends. Tallulah said, what advice would you give to girls who want to wait till marriage but just don't think it's possible? So I'll end up with this one. I also wanted to touch back on the last video that we got a little bit of backlash on, was me talking about how you won't be, well, I said that I wasn't respected after I had, you know what, with my ex. And that was just my personal experience. I just know that in my experience that's what worked for me. And me waiting with Cole was the most amazing thing. We were blessed by the Lord for it, and that's just how I feel about it. But I do think that girls that are waiting and want to wait, it's so possible, especially having done it in the past and then wanting to wait now with your current boyfriend or your current fiance, it's so possible. I'm gonna end that here because I've been sitting here talking for 30 minutes. But let me know in the comments if you like these videos. Just let me know in the comments what you guys want to see. But I love you guys and thanks for following our journey. Make sure you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and we post every Wednesday and Saturday. Love you guys. Peace out. Also, you guys, this is from my clothing line, this black sweater. I'm gonna link my clothing line below and you guys can go shop if you'd like. We're gonna be coming out with a whole new collection super soon and it's a mommy and me collection. So make sure you check it out. It's savthebrit.com.